Good morning, students. Welcome back to my fifth lecture. That is also the groundwater continuation of my previous lecture. Now, the open well discharge yield we are discussing in the previous class. Today, I will discuss the recuperation test in continuation of my earlier class lecture. That is the fourth day's lecture of the constant pumping head method. Now, recuperation test is the second method of determining the yield of an open well. Let me explain you in figure how the function work. Then I will go to the theory part. This is the figure of the recuperation test open well as we see. First, when you depress the water, suppose up to head H1, then we will stop the pumping and the time is noted or recuperate at the level. That means water will recuperate at the high level. Water will restore back into the high level. Try to come in the original level and let at the level the CC is shown at the position where is the depression is H2 after certain time. So if we go for mathematical deduction, derivation, then again in derivative form we have to think for a small element of the cross section, and that at a particular depression head, that is H, we have to consider the DH, that is the recuperation amount is DH at a particular time DT. So coming back to the, I will come back to the figure once I will elaborate the theoretical part. So why recuperation test? Because in constant head pumping method, although it gives us the accurate value of yield, that is the discharge in open well, but the limitation is that the adjusting of pump is very difficult. There may be problem for adjusting the pump to get an accurate analysis of finding out the discharge in the constant head pumping method. So constant level pumping may not satisfy all time due to these difficulties. So it is very difficult, as because I have highlighted, to regulate the pump in such a way that constant level maintained in the well. In such circumstances, a recuperation test is resorted to. In the recuperation test, water level is depressed to any level below the normal level and the pumping stop, as I have shown you in the figure. The time taken for the water to recuperate to the normal level is noted down. From the data, the discharge from the well can be calculated as under the following procedure. Now I am telling how after the reading of this data, that is after recording the time and the depth of the recuperation has been occurred, then how I will proceed for calculation for finding out the yield in the open well. So let us go to the figure. Let me go to the figure and showing the AA level, that is the static water level in the well before the pumping started. So initially, before pumping, let us consider the water at a top level of water table, that is the A level. And after pumping, the water depressed, water extracted out, so water level has been lowered down and it has reached to, say, BB. So what BB indicates? It is water level in the well when pumping stopped. Because after that I am allowing the water to recuperate to the original level. That means water will start rising as pumping is stopped and water infiltrates into the well. So definitely water go on, water will go on rising as because pumping out is stopped and water is in. So BB, water level in the well when pumping is stopped. That means from that level the water starts the recuperation in the well. Now H1 is the depression head in the well when pumping stopped. That means at the level of BB. Now what is CC? Water level in the well at time T after pumping stopped. CC intermediate level I have shown in the water level after recuperation at a time of particular T. At a particular time T, suppose the water rises up, that is recuperates at the level CC after time capital T. And corresponding depression head H2 gives the depression head in the well at time T after the pumping stop. That means H gives the level from top to the H2 gives the level from top to the CC level, water level, initial water level to the CC level. Then what is H? H is the depression head in well at a time small t after the piping is stopped, corresponding to decreased depression head, that is DH at a time dt. And all these t, small t or capital T, are measured in hours. Thus in time t, reckoned from the instant of stopping the pump, the water level recuperates H1 minus H. Initially H1, then at small time H. So how much it recuperates? Just difference between H1 minus H at time T. At time T. In a time dt, the head recuperates by dH. Small element dH I have shown in the figure. Now what is the volume of water entering into the well when head recuperates? By dH. Area is constant, that is small a, area of the well. Small dH is the small depth of recuperates. So ultimately dV, which we call it as a volume of water entering into the well when head recuperates. So that is dV equal to A into small a, small dH, where A is the cross section of the well. Now again we can be defined, it is a rate of discharge, that means dV dt. So I can write dV equal to Q dt. So dV equal to Q dt means Q dt equal to ADH, because dV equal to ADH. So Q is proportional to H. More the head, more discharge, more yield will be from the well. What is then Q equal to KH, and Q means dV dt. So ultimately dV equal to KH dt. So where K is a constant depending upon the soil at the base of the well through which water enters. Now K is dt equal to dV equal to minus ADH, as because dV equal to ADH. So why the minus? Why the minus sign? Because as H decreases with the increase in time, with the increase of time, H decreases. Why decreases? Because incuperates happens, means water rises up. So definitely the depression rate decreases, so H decreases with T increases, so negative sign. So at T equal to 0, when H equal to H1 and T equal to capital T, when H equal to H2. So this boundary condition we have to fix, because left hand side is the boundary limiting condition of the time interval, that is 0 to 2 in the integration portion, and the right hand portion in the integration, the definite integral boundary limit is from H1 to H2. Obviously negative sign, because as time increases, depression rate decreases because it recuperates. So ultimately the deduction comes as A by A equal to 1 by T log E H1 by S2 and converting log E to log 10, you have to apply the multiplication factor 2.303. So finally we have arrived the equation K by A equal to 2.303 divided by T, where T is the capital T, log 10 H1 by H2. Thus, knowing the value of H1 by H2, that means the depression head, and T from a recuperation test, the quantity K by A, which is nothing but the specific yield or specific capacity, that is cubic meters per hour per square meter of the area, the value specific yield or specific capacity can be obtained. In the absence of the recuperation test, the following rough values, a thumb rule, a rough value of K by A specified by Marriott can be adopted from his research analysis as per the type of the soil condition, whether it is clay or fine sand and coarse sand, has been found out earlier by Professor Marriott. What is that? K by A corresponding to clay. If we consider the clay region, we are interested to find out the yield open well in the clay region, then K by A from the Marriott's chart, it is giving us the 0.25. If we talk for the fine sand, that is a type of soil, then K by A will be obtained as 0.5, and the same for coarse sand is 1, because coarse sand is a permeable soil. So cubic specific yield, there is the 100%, so K by A is 1. So knowing the value of K by A by observation or by from tabular values or by from recuperation test, the discharge Q from well under constant pressure head can be calculated as under, as we know that Q equal to KH. If K is known, H is known, then Q can be found out. So this is all about, I have discussed about the discharge in the open well, constant head pumping method and the recuperation method. That is two basic methods we have followed in discharging of the open well. Let us come to the numerical mathematical problem, some numericals to give some clear idea to application of those formulas and to further give some clear ideas where we will get the usage of this application of these theories, that Dupult's theory which we have learned last lecture, that is the fourth lecture. The question, it is given the tube well diameter is 37 diameter, 30 centimeter or 300 millimeter, and it is a question of artesian aquifer. That means this well of 30 centimeter diameter is fully penetrated in an artesian aquifer. The Stannard length is S. The Stannard length, I have explained what is S in the Stannard length. That means the portion of the water depth in the well portion, that is called the Stannard length, which is also synonymous to the value of small h. And again, the same thing has been abbreviated as small h, the Stannard length of the tube well, which is given as the 15 meter. Now we have to calculate the yield of the well under the drawdown of 3 meter. It is given further in the question that the aquifer consists of sand. That's why it is aquifer, because we know the aquifer is a stratum which contains the water, and sandy soil is an aquifer as it contains the water, and of effective size of 0.2 millimeter, having coefficient of permeability equal to 50 meter per day. That is the K value given. And in this case, the radius of drawdown, that is the capital R, can be considered as 150 meter. So what we have to find out? We have to find out the discharge Q vis-a-vis yield of the well. And this well is an example in the artesian aquifer. So let us solve the problem. We know Q equal to 2.72 BKS by log 10 R by R. That we have seen in our in a theory portion of the Dupult's portion, in the deduction portion. As because the Stannard length is constant, so we have to consider the formula where S is there. So B is the thickness of the aquifer, that is also given in the question. What is the thickness of the aquifer? It is nothing but the length of the strainer or the height of the water in the well, that is 15 meter. It is given in the question. This is the thickness of the length of the strainer. What is the S? S drawdown is given as 3 meter. So B is given 15 meter. S is given 3 meter. Coefficient of permeability K is also given 50 meter per day. So BKS is known to you. And R also given as a radius of influence 150 meter, and smaller 300 millimeter is the diameter of the well. So 30 centimeter is the radius, diameter. So 15 centimeter is the radius. You can convert it in 0.15 meter. So ultimately Q equal to 2.72 into B is 15, K is 50, and S is 3, the drawdown. And log 10 capital R by capital R means 150, and smaller, that is the radius of the well, is 0.15. So ultimately it is given, after converting the unit, you can give 85 meter cube per hour, that is finally converting to liter per second as 23.6 liter per second. So if you remind this formula, just it will take 2 to 3 minutes to find out the discharge of the well. Even if you forget the formula, the deduction procedure I have explained, after sketching the cross section of the well, abbreviate, denoting all the things like thickness, like drawdown, like capital or smaller, you can yourself come to the deduction part, even if you forget the formula. So this is one example I have shown. Second numericals, I am coming to the well in the unconfined aquifer. So this problem is for unconfined aquifer. So here the diameter of the well is given in the question, that is 30 centimeter. Drawdown, that is the smallest, is given is 2 meter. Effective length of the strainer under the above drawdown is 10 meter. That is the smallest part, that is the height of the water in the well. Coefficient of permeability of aquifer, it is given 0.05 centimeter per second. And radius of zero drawdown, we can say radius of influence also, that is capital R equal to 300 meter. So what do you have to find out? You have to find out the discharge. So this is an example I am showing you for the unconfined aquifer. Again, the S formula will apply in the unconfined aquifer, that is Q equal to 2.72 Ks into L plus S by 2 divided by log 10 capital R by small r. What is the difference between the earlier problem and this problem? Earlier numericals I have tried to explain you in the confined aquifer, that is the artesian aquifer, and now I am giving an example in the unconfined aquifer, and that there the formula expression part is quite different from the earlier one. So two different types of aquifer. One is the confined and another is the unconfined. I am giving you the numerical example. K is given by 0.05 centimeter, 0.05 centimeter per second. So ultimately that means 5 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter per second. S drawdown equal to 2 meter. It is also given in the question. Length of strainer also given in the question, 10 meter. R is 300 meter. Putting all these value of K, S, L, R, capital R, small r, ultimately we are getting capital Q equal to 0.009 cubic meter per second. When you see that this value is very less in cubic meter, convert it in the liter per second, it looks feasible, practicable. So 9.05 liter per second, which is the feasible answer. So these two problems, one is the confined aquifer, another is the unconfined aquifer, applying the Dupuit's theory I have explained you. Now I am going to much more critical problem of the well. Initially I have described the simplified formula which I have derived from the Dupuit's, the confined and aquifer. I have just put both examples from the both. But now I am giving you some numericals, some problems in further greater depth in the well system. Let us discuss the problem. The gravity well has a diameter is given, that is 60 centimeter. The depth of the water in the well is 40 meters, that is also given, small h. Before pumping is started. Oh, sorry, the depth of the well is 40 meters before pumping is started, means the depth of the aquifer, depth of the stratum which contains the water, that is the thickness of the aquifer, 40 meters is given in the question, because still not pumping is started. So water gives us the full height, that means it gives us the thickness of the whole aquifer. 40 meters before pumping is started means you have to understand in the question the thickness of the aquifer given is 40 meters. When pumping is being done at the rate of 2000, that rate also given 2000 liters per minute, that means Q is given in the question. The drawdown in a well is 10 meters away in 4 meters, and in another well 20 meters away in 2 meters, because two observation wells, this is a question, this is a numerical I am showing where two observation well has been put to make the field observation. What we have seen, now one well has been, test well has been taken 4 meters from the center of the well, and there the drawdown observed is 10 meters. I mean to say 10 meters from the center of the well, 10 meters from the center of the well, one well, there the drawdown is shown as 4 meters. And another well placed 20 meters, double the distance, that is the 20 meters from the center of the well. That observation well I am talking, second observation well is placed 20 meters from the center of the well, and there the drawdown is 2 meters. What does it indicate? Practical implication I am trying to show you, more the distance you travel, horizontal distance you travel from the center of the well, the drawdown decreases, because if you see the concept of the that cone of depression, that parabolic curve, so more the distance towards the away from the center of the well, so you will find the depression head is less, because it will tend to match with the ground surface. That is the funda of the cone of the depression. So what we have to find out? You have to find out the radius of zero drawdown, that means capital R, which is called otherwise the radius of influence. Coefficient of permeability K, because here discharge is given, K you have to find out, and the drawdown in the well, that is small s in the well system. Specific capacity of the well, that also you have to determine, and maximum rate at which water can be pumped from the well, that also has to be determined. So you have to find out the 5 answers, A, B, C, D, E. So one by one, let me see the solution of these numericals. First of all, since it is a unconfined aquifer, why it is unconfined aquifer? Because it is not mentioned about the confined. Not only that, it is directly given that the drawdown in a well, 40 meters is the very, before the pumping started, the 40 meters aquifer thickness is given, which indicates that there is the aquifer is open to the atmosphere. That you have to understand from the question, and you have to understand it is the unconfined aquifer, because initially the whole thickness 40 meters, that is the thickness of the aquifer, that is the water bearing stratum. So no question of the confined aquifer, because impermeable strata is not there, it is the unconfined aquifer. Once you reach the decision that it is unconfined aquifer, you have to formula which you have described, which you have deducted from the Dupuis theory, that Q equal to 1.36 K capital A square minus small a square by log 10 capital R by small r. Here we have capital H equal to 40 meter, that we have already initially told in the question that thickness of the aquifer is aquifer is 40 meters, because before the pumping started, that means whole depth is the initial length of the water, that is the aquifer thickness. It is also given in the question that two test wells were penetrated at R equal to, when R equal to 10 meter, then the drawdown is 4 meter, means capital H is 40 minus 4 is 36. Again, for the second well, which is placed 20 meter from the center of the well, that means when R equal to 20 meter, then the drawdown is 2 meter. That means small is 2 meter. That means H is 40 minus 2 is 38 meter. So we have we know what is H. Now, for the first case, actually the two unknown are there. One is the capital R. One is the capital R. Now, if we have to make a equation, left hand side equal to right hand side equation. Now two equations we are getting from the Dupuit's formula, from the theory of Dupuit's formula, two equations we are getting from the two case 1 and case 2. What is case 1? When R equal to 10 meter, then what is the discharge value? Discharge value is 40 square minus 36 whole square divided by log 10 R by 10. Again, if we see when case 2, that is when R equal to 20 meter, then what will be the discharge value? Discharge value is 40 square meter minus 38 square meter by log 10 capital R by 20. Obviously, with the numerator 1.36k, 1.36k from left hand side and right hand side are omitted because 1.36k is constant. So left hand side, right hand side, that are vanishes. They are cut. So why we are equating these two equations? Because in the case 1, the Q which is obtained, in case 2, the same Q will be obtained. Since Q is same, hence the case 1 equation equal to case 2 equation considering the two position of the test well. So that has been equated, and with this equation, the unknown is R, capital R, which has been found out as 41.52 meter. This is one part which was asked in the question, what is the radius of zero drawdown? That means the radius of influence that we have calculated. So what we have done, again I am telling, just applying the Dupuit's formula, considering the two cases, we are just equating the discharge, same discharge case 1 and same discharge case 2. So we have equated two cases, automatically 1.66k omitted from both parts because this is a constant value, and one from the one equation one unknown can be solved, and the unknown is R, which can be found out as 41.52 meter, which is asked for in the question. Now second part, I am going to find out the coefficient of permeability. It is given in the question that Q equal to 2000 liters per second. If we convert into the cubic meter per minute, so it is 2 meter cube per minute. Now R, just now in the part 1 answer we have found out 41.52 meter. H is fixed, that is the thickness of the aquifer, that is the water level before the pumping that is given in the question is 40 meter. So capital D is given, capital H is given, small h. Suppose we are considering the well which is placed at 10 meter, that means R equal to 10 meter. Then their drawdown is 4 meter. So what is H? H is 40 meter minus drawdown, that is 40 meter minus S, that is 40 minus 4, that is 36. So putting this value in the formula, Q equal to 2 equal to, because 2 meter cube per minute is given in the question which you have found from 2000 liters per minute. 1.36k 40 square minus 30 square, so everything only unknown is k. So one equation, one unknown can be solved. So Q equal to 4.31 meter per day. So the part 2 answer is also solved. Next, what is the C drawdown in the well? That means in the well, not in the test well, in the main well, drawdown in the well. How do you find out the drawdown in the well? C part. Now depth of water in the well is given by 2 equal to 1.36k into 40 square minus HO square, where HO is the What is HO? HO whole square. HO square is the head, that means small h, after the drawdown in the well. If HO can be found out, then only the drawdown in the total thickness minus HO is the drawdown can be found out. So from this expression, HO is 23.46 meter. So drawdown of the well will be 40 minus 23, that is 16.54. But you must have observed one thing, that smaller here we have considered the well radius, that is the 0.3 meter, because here we are interested to find out to value of H in the after drawdown, value of H in the well itself. So third answer also we have found out, that is the drawdown at the well is 40 minus 23.46, it is 6.5. Now coming to the specific capacity determination, you all know Q is proportional to R, Q equal to CR, C is a constant. Now C equal to Q by R. Q is given suppose 2 liter per, I mean to say, it has already been found out that is a Q is, I mean to say 2 meter cube per minute, 2000 liter per minute means 2 meter cube per minute. So 41.52 is R, that also we have calculated. So C value, knowing the value of Q, R and C value can be obtained. Now R is Q by C. So R equal to Q divided by C in general. Now corresponding to drawdown of 1 meter, that is the specific capacity. What is specific capacity? Specific capacity, it is nothing but the discharge corresponding to the drawdown of 1 meter. That means when S value is 1 meter, so there the discharge Q equal to SC, hence radius of zero drawdown. Radius of zero drawdown equal to SC by C, that is SC divided by C, already we have found out 0.0487. Now applying the Dupuit's theory, Q equal to SC equal to 1.36 K capital 40 square minus 39 square divided by log 10 R by R. We can calculate the value of SC, that is 0.258 meter cube per minute, and this is corresponding to drawdown of 1 meter. That's why 40 minus 1 is 39 was used in the formula. So this is the specific capacity yield corresponding to drawdown of 1 unit drawdown. Now maximum rate of discharge QM will be obtained when drawdown in the well is equal to capital H, that means whole amount of capital H water will be drawn. So ultimately HO is 0. So the second part of the square will be 0. So this is the thing. Putting this second part of the H is 0 because for the maximum rate of discharge. Then what we will find out, because 1.36 K all expression already we have discussed, and we will get QM value is 2.85 meter cube per minute. So this is the maximum rate of discharge by equating second part of the square in the bracket equal to 0. That means the H0 equal to 0. Because that when drawdown in the well is equal to H, then total drawdown is there. So no head is there, water head is there. So water head automatically H0 equal to 0. Putting the value in this formula, we can come to the maximum discharge by this method is QM equal to 2.85 meter cube per minute. Now another problem I am going to discuss, the permeability of free aquifer, that is the unconfined aquifer, the pumping out test. Just I have discussed the open well test, the pumping out, constant head pumping out test. So that pumping out test was performed and constant observation are meant. Suppose the discharge of the well 240 meter cube per hour in the well diameter 20 centimeter. So reduced level of the wet water in the well at a constant pumping. Again I say the level difference is given, benchmark reduced level are given, so that for different reduced level you have to find out the height. How you calculate this type of problem may come also in the exam, because some reduced level height in the datum is given. From there you have to calculate the, by subtracting the reduced level given, you have to calculate the height which is required for the formula. Now what level is given in the question? Reduced level of water in the well at constant pumping, it is given in the question. Reduced level of the impervious layer, that is also, that is the bottommost. We know the well is penetrated up to the impervious layer, that is up to the bottom level of the well, the level is 210 meter, that is also given in the question. Reduced level of water in observation well, that is given in 239.8 meter. And the radial distance, that is the radius of influence of observation well from the tube well, observation well radial distance from the tube well, that is given is 50 meter. So what are the values you have to find out? The error in K if observation are not taken in the observation well, and radius of influence is assumed to be 300 meter. Actual radius of influence based on the observation of observation well. That means if we take the observation in the observation well, then what will be the actual radius of influence? If we don't take the observation in the well, let us assume the radius of influence is 300, then what will be the value of the error in K, coefficient of permeability. Very interesting problem. How do you take care? Again, using the Dupuit's formula, we know for the unconfined aquifer Q equal to 1.36 K into H2 square minus H12 square by log 10 R2 by R1. Now, R1 is given in the question 10 centimeter. What is R1? R1 is the nothing but the radius of the well, because it is given in the question that the well is 20 centimeter diameter. If diameter is 20 centimeter, that means radius is half 10 centimeter. So we can write the R is 0.1 meter. What is R2? R2 is the radius, that means the horizontal distance from the center of the well where the observation well is placed. That is the R2, and that is given by 50 meter. So R1 corresponding H2 value, what will be the H2 value R1 corresponding? As R1 is the radius of the well, then the H in the, that means the level of the water in the well is 239.8 minus 210, because 210, as I told you, that is the impermeable level stratum, that is the bottom level, and the reduced level of water in the observation well. I mean to say, just a minute, I am just showing you the data. I am just telling with that question what is given in the question and what we have concluded, that I am just giving the time. So yes, H1 is, you see, 235.6 minus 210. Why? Because 210 is the bottom level of the well, that is up to the and reduced level of water in the well at constant pumping. Reduced level of the water, it is given, and that is the top surface of the water in the well is given as 235.6. That is constant pumping, means it is the constant level, further it is not going to change, as you have seen the constant end pumping method. So the top level of water is 235.6 and bottom level of the well, that is the impermeable stratum, is 210. So what is the difference? 235.6 minus 210 will give you the depth of the water in the well, and that is given 25.6 meter. Again, H2 means in observation well, if we go 210 is 210, bottom is no change whether it is in observation well or well, only change is level of the water, because as you go on the farthest point at I mean to say the 50 meter distance, there the reduced level of the water is given in the observation well is 239.8. So in that case, H2 will be 239.8 minus 210. So this speciality of the problem is from the reduced level, you have to calculate the water level. It is not directly given in the question. So two factors you have to know, that is H2 plus H1 or H2 minus H1, as because the expression is H2 square minus H1 square. So that we have found out. Q is 240 meter cube per hour, that is given in the question. And in the expression, the unknown is the K. So putting the value of H2 plus H into H2 minus H, that means H square minus H square, H2 square minus H1 square. 1.36 R, small r, Q, all these value, the unknown value of K can be found out as 49.15 meter per day. Now let us see if K is computed on the basis of assumed radius of influence, which is given in the question. Suppose instead of 50 observation well, we have taken as an assumed radius of influence, that is the R equal to 300. Then what result I will get? In that case, H, small h will be same, but capital R, since I am changing, I am different value of K I will be getting, because we are calculating the work with assumed value of the R, which is given in the question. So there I will not get the right value, that is 53.57 is not the right value, because this is based on the assumed value of R. So what is the error? Error is initial actual value is 49.15, which you have found calculated from the observation well. But if we consider the assumed value, then the K is calculated as 53.57. So this is the difference coming, 53.57 minus 49.15 on the original value 49.15, which is the actual value. So error is coming 9%. Now the last part, I mean to say, we have come to the last part of this question. Actual radius of influence I have to find out, because here 300 we have considered we have assumed the radius, and then what will be the, if we are going to find out the actual radius of influence, how will it can be found out? Again the same formula, only we are changing some terms in between others. What is that? K is 2.045, that is the Pakka final value corresponding to the observation well. H plus H, H minus H already you have found out. So putting the value of Q and accurate value of K, we can find out the original value of R, that is the actual value of R, which is 153 meter. So this problem will create a conception to us, creating a conception to the students. What is the role of the observation well into the well system? So it might happen that we do not know the radius of influence, but intermediate observation well will give the data, and with the help of the data, if I put in the fluid theory formula, you can arrive as per the desired parameter, which we are going to find out whether it is a Q, whether it is a K. This is the thing. So I have already shown you the typical numerical sums on the well system, whether it is a unconfined aquifer, whether it is a confined aquifer. Open well two-test system also have described, decompression test as well as the constant head pumping test. So now I request you kindly go through my lecture notes. We will be meeting very soon in the live interaction class, either in Zoom or other online platform, for further clarification of any queries by any students, and after that I will give some MCQ, not MCQ, I will give some further problems, tutorials, which you have to solve at your home for further clearing this concept. Okay, I will close it a day. We will be again meeting in the 6th lecture in the next day. Have a good day. Thank you very much.